Hello everyone, this is the first lecture for unit number 2. In this lecture, we will study about the syllabus of unit 2, what is DC motor, its construction, working principle of the DC motor, what is back EMF, means electromotive force, torque equation of the DC motor, and finally the references of the presentation. So in this presentation we will learn about all these topics one by one. So let's start with unit 2 syllabus. In this unit we will study about the basic operation of the DC motor, its torque equation, operating characteristics of the DC motors, starting method of DC motor by using the starter like 2-point starter, 3-point starter and 4-point starter, speed control of DC motor, losses in DC motor and the efficiency of the DC machine. After this, testing of DC machines, direct testing, similar test and Hopkinson test, application of DC machine. So in this unit we will cover all these topics one by one. Let's start with introduction of rotating electrical machine. So what is it? Rotating electrical machine is an energy conversion device which convert one form of the energy to another form. In this presentation we will study about the motor. So what is the DC motor? It is the rotating electrical machine which convert electrical energy into mechanical energy. So this is the diagram of DC motor, animated diagram of the DC motor. The definition of the DC motor is that DC motor is a rotating electrical device which operate on DC supply and convert electrical energy into the mechanical energy. Now the next topic is the construction of DC. Every rotating electrical machine consists three main parts. First one is called the stator, second one is called the rotor, and third is called the air gap between stator and rotor. So what is stator? The name suggests stator is a stationary part of the machine and rotor is the rotating part or movable part of the machine. So this is the cross section diagram of DC machine. The stator consists main field pole, interpole, field winding, carbon brushes, etc. The part of the rotor is commutator, commutator segments, armature winding, shaft, etc. The armature and stator are the two main parts of the DC motor. The armature is a rotating part and the stator is their stationary part. The armature coil is connected to the DC supply. The armature coil consists the commutator and brushes. So what is commutator? In case of DC machine, commutator is a important part of the machine. So commutator is a device which convert AC into DC or DC into AC, vice versa. The commutator convert the AC induced in the armature into DC, and the brushes transfer the current from rotating part of the motor to the stationary external load. The armature is placed between the north and south pole of the permanent or electromagnet. For small machines, we can use permanent magnet, and for the large size of the machine, we can use electromagnets. This is the diagram of the stator of DC motor. Stator consists main field pole or electromagnet, interpole, field winding, motor housing, carbon brushes, etc. or brush holder. So these are the part of the stator because this part does not move or rotate. All this part is stationary. So this is the part of the stator. And this is the rotor of the DC motor. So rotor is a rotating part of the machine. It consists following parts: soft iron core, commutator, armature winding, shaft, etc. The next topic is working principle of DC motor. So the DC motor is a device which converts the DC into the mechanical work, or we can say that convert the electrical energy into the mechanical energy. It works on the principle of Lorentz law, which states that the current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field and electric field experience a force. This force is called EMF or called the Lorentz force. The Fleming left-hand rules gives the direction of the force. So the basic working principle of DC motor is whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a mechanical force. The direction of this force is given by Fleming left-hand rules, and its magnitude is given by F is equal to BIL, where B is equal to magnetic flux density, I is current, and the L is length of the conductor within the magnetic field. Now next one is the Fleming left-hand rules. If we stretch the first finger, second finger and thumb of our left hand to be perpendicular to each other, and the direction of the magnetic field represented by first finger, or we can say that the first finger represents the direction of magnetic field. The second finger represents the direction of current, and the thumb represent the direction of force experienced by the current carrying conductor. You can see the diagram. हम डायग्राम में देख सकते हैं कि अगर हम अपना लेफ्ट हैंड की तीनों फिंगर, थंब, फर्स्ट फिंगर एंड मिडिल फिंगर को परपेंडिकुलर ईच अदर करते हैं, तो जो फर्स्ट फिंगर है वो इंडिकेट करता है डायरेक्शन ऑफ मैग्नेटिक फील्ड. आप डायग्राम में देख सकते हैं. सेकेंड फिंगर इंडिकेट करता है डायरेक्शन ऑफ करंट, सो थंब जो है थंब इंडिकेट करेगा डायरेक्शन ऑफ द फोर्स. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड द फ्लेमिंग लेफ्ट हैंड रूल, used to find out the direction of force in case of motor. The next topic is the working of DC motor. So this is the animated diagram for working of DC motor. In this diagram, uniform magnetic field is present and the conductor or a coil move in a uniform magnetic field or inside a uniform magnetic field. So according to Faraday law, rate of change of flux is occur, means d phi by dt is occur. So according to Faraday law, EMF induced in the conductor. This animation help in understanding the working principle of a DC motor. When armature windings are connected to a DC supply, an electrical current set up in the winding. The magnetic field may be provided by field winding or electromagnetism, or by using permanent magnet in case of small motor. In this case, the current carrying armature conductor experience a force due to magnetic field according to the principle stated above, means according to the Faraday law of electromagnetic induction principle. Commutator is made segmented to achieve unidirectional torque. Otherwise, the direction of force would have reversed every time when the direction of movement of the conductor is reversed in the magnetic field. वर्किंग बहुत ही सिंपल है डीसी मशीन की. जब हम यूनिफॉर्म मैग्नेटिक फील्ड के अंदर एक कंडक्टर को मूव करते हैं या घुमाते हैं, उस कंडीशन में हमारा रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ फ्लक्स होता है, और जहां पे भी डी फाई बाई डी टी होता है वहां पे ईएमएफ इंड्यूस हो जाता है अकॉर्डिंग टू फैराडे लॉ. When electrical current passing through a coil in a magnetic field, the magnetic force produced a torque which turns to rotate the armature of the DC motor. The direction of this force can be determined by using Fleming left-hand rules. The next topic is back EMF. According to the fundamental law of nature, no energy conversion is possible until there is something to oppose the conversion. In case of generators, this opposition is provided by magnetic drag. But in case of DC motor, there is back EMF. When the armature of a motor is rotating, the conductors are also cutting the magnetic flux lines. And hence, according to the Faraday law of electromagnetic induction, an EMF induced in the armature conductors. The direction of this induced EMF is such that it opposes the armature current IA. called as a back EMF. Next topic is the significance of back EMF. Magnitude of back EMF is directly proportional to speed of the motor. Consider the load on a DC motor is suddenly reduced. In this case, required torque will be small as compared to the current torque. The speed of the motor will start increasing due to the excess torque. Hence, being proportional to the speed, magnitude of back EMF will also increase. With increasing back EMF, armature current will start decreasing. The torque being proportional to the armature current, it will also decrease until it becomes sufficient for the load. Thus, the speed of the motor will regulate. On the other hand, if a DC motor is suddenly loaded, the load will cause decrease in the speed. Due to decrease in speed, back EMF will also decrease, allowing more armature current. Increased armature current will decrease the torque to satisfy the load requirement. Hence, presence of the back EMF make a DC motor self-regulating. This is the most important significance of the back EMF. The next topic is torque equation of the DC motor. When a DC machine is loaded either as a motor or as a generator, the rotor conductor carry current. These conductors lie in a magnetic field of the air gap. Thus, each conductor experiences a force. The conductor lie near the surface of the rotor at a common radius from its center. Hence, a torque is produced around the circumference of the rotor, and the rotor starts rotating. When the machine operates as a generator at a constant speed, this torque is equal and opposite to that provided by the prime mover. When the machine is operating as a motor, the torque is transferred to the shaft of the rotor and drives the mechanical load. The expression is the same for the generator and motor. When the current carrying conductor is placed in the magnetic field, a force is exerted or it which exert turning moment or torque F into R. This torque is produced due to electromagnetic effect. Hence, it's called electromagnetic torque. The torque which is produced in the armature is not fully used at the shaft for doing the useful work. Some part of it gets lost due to mechanical losses. The torque which is used for doing useful work is known as the shaft torque. Since V is equal to EB plus IA into RA, or we can say that the back EMF EB is equal to V minus of Ia into Ra. Equation number 1, where V is called the terminal voltage, EB is called the back EMF, Ia is called the armature current, or Ra is called the armature resistance. Multiplying the equation number 1 by Ia, we get V into Ia is equal to EB into Ia plus Ia square into Ra, equation number 2, where Ia is called the armature current. Where V into Ia is the electrical power input to the armature, Ia square into Ra is the copper losses in the armature, and EB is called the back EMF. We know that total electrical power supplied to the armature is equal to mechanical power developed by the armature plus losses due to the armature resistance. Now, the mechanical power developed by the armature is Pm. So the value of mechanical power developed by armature Pm is equal to Fp into Ia. This is equation number 3. Also, the mechanical power that rotate the armature can be given regarding torque T and speed N. So mechanical power Pm is equal to omega into T. We know that omega is equal to 2 pi n. Put the value of omega, so is equal to 2 pi n into T. This is equation number 4. Where n is in revolution per second, RPS in short, and T is in Newton meter. Hence, 2 pi n T is equal to EB into Ia, or T is equal to EB into Ia divided by 2 pi n. But we know that the back EMF in case of the motor EB is equal to phi Z and P divided by 60 into A, where phi is called the flux, Z is called the number of conductor, N is called the speed, P is called the number of pole, and A is called the number of parallel path, and 60 is a constant. Where n is the speed in revolution per minute, RPM. So n is equal to capital N by 60. Where n is the speed in RPS. Therefore, EB is equal to phi Z and P divided by A. So the torque equation is given as T is equal to phi Z P divided by 2 pi into A into Ia. This is called the torque equation of the DC motor, where T is called the torque, phi is called the flux, Z is called the number of conductor, P is called the number of poles, 2 pi is a constant, A is called number of parallel path, and Ia is called the armature current. For a particular DC motor, the number of poles and the number of conductors per parallel path Z by A are constant. So T is equal to K into phi into Ia, where K is equal to Z into P divided by 2 pi into A. ये जो टर्म्स है इसको हमने कांस्टेंट मान लिया क्योंकि इसमें जो सारे टर्म्स है वो हमारे फिक्स्ड है, कांस्टेंट है. सो रिप्लेस्ड बाय के. और जब हम कांस्टेंट को हटाते हैं तो प्रोपोर्शनलिटी साइन लगाते हैं, या जब हम प्रोपोर्शनलिटी साइन को हटाएंगे तो कांस्टेंट से मल्टीप्लाई होगा. इस केस में हम रिवर्स कर रहे हैं, कांस्टेंट को हटाना है तो इक्वल को प्रोपोर्शनलिटी साइन में चेंज करेंगे. सो T proportional to phi into Ia. This is the equation number 5. Thus, from the equation number 5, it is clear that the torque produced in the armature is directly proportional to the flux per pole and the armature current. And this is called the torque equations of the DC motor. इस फॉर्मूले के थ्रू हम देख सकते हैं कि T डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू फाई एंड T डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू Ia. इट मींस जो टॉर्क है वो डिपेंड करता है फ्लक्स पर पोल पे और आर्मेचर करंट पे. नाउ नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज references. So these are the references. Electrical Technology by P. L. Thareja. ElectricalEasy.com, Electrical for You, and Circuit Globe, etc. These are the references of this presentation. And thank you for watching this video.